My name is Sarah Halstead, and I am a laughter lover. I smile a lot. I like to share good things with people. I'm a mom of two adult kids, and most of my life I've worked in nonprofit organizations. So I've had the blessing to have maybe part-time jobs or work in a variety of circumstances where I could actually be there for my kids as they were growing up, and that was really important to me. I also, because I wanted to bring in money into my family, I dabbled a little bit in a number of home-based businesses, and usually I ended up not being all that successful. I normally was a very good product buyer, but I didn't make a whole lot of money at it. So I did learn, however, along the way, and I think all of us learn. I mean, I'm a lifelong learner. I think we learn from our mistakes. We learn from the things our kids teach us. If you're a parent, every day provides a learning opportunity, and I really enjoy being able to share that with other people. So recently, I've also had the blessing of being able to work with a couple of really successful multimillionaires who've taught me some wonderful tips, and I continue to learn, and I love to be able to share some of the things that I learned from them too. So in addition to being that laughter lover and a lifelong learner, I'm also an abundance attractor. I have changed my mindset, and I am attracting good things into my life, and that's something that all of you can do as well. So I just wanted to be able to share with you a little bit of my perspective and some of the things that I've learned along the way about social media. I went to a workshop several years ago. A dear friend of mine named Dennis, back when a lot of this was still really new, was teaching us all about social media. And I'll never forget his words. He said, you have to remember that this is social first and media second. Social media. And that means that what we do when we're involved in social media has to really follow the same kind of social rules that we would have if we were talking with one another face to face. There's a great book, and I think it's something like Everything I Needed to Learn, I Learned in Kindergarten. I don't know if you've read that book, but it's very much like that with social media. I think sometimes people forget that we need to be nice to one another in the simple way that we learn to be nice with one another when, we're just learning to interact with people. Social media can be a wonderful blessing, and sometimes it can be very, very misused. And so I just wanted to share my perspectives and some of the things that I've learned about social media and this concept of having people know, like, and trust you. Know, like, and trust you. If you are friends with somebody, it's because they know who you are, they like who you are, and they trust you. And it's important for all of us to know that the same thing is true when we're talking about social media. So let me take those one at a time. So first of all, knowing. A lot of people use Facebook or Twitter or some other kind of format, and it's important for people to kind of get to know who you are. There's usually a section in there for you to include your profile, a picture of who you are, to include some information about, what your life is like, or where you work maybe, or some of the things that you enjoy. Perhaps you have an opportunity to, either on Pinterest or Facebook or some of those places, write what kinds of things you like, and they can find out from that who you are. They get to kind of know who you are. Now, some people start up a Facebook account, or they go through for quite a long time with a Facebook account that you don't know anything about them. Maybe there's not even a profile picture, or they've used, a picture of their dog or something different, and you really don't know who they are. For somebody to know you, you've got to be able to be genuine. Be out there and show them who you are. Let them know so that they can, get to know who you are. It's sort of like those that maybe are going through life with a mask on their whole time. They may never say anything on Facebook. They may watch you. They may kind of follow what you're doing, but they're wearing a mask and they're not telling you who they are. It's kind of hard for somebody to know you if you don't at least share a little bit about who you are. Now you may have an opportunity to post things or to tweet things. The messages that you put out there that people can see also help them to know who you are. And that's a very, very important thing. You may have the opportunity to chat with them, maybe a private message, or, those of you that use Google Hangouts, those are great ways that you can connect with one another, or Skyping with each other. I mean, we have so many different ways now that we can use social media and technology to connect. It's just a true, true blessing. So that's just a little bit of my take on some of the things that you can do to help people know you and so that you can know each other. Now we come to the like part, and this is pretty neat. People like you for the same reasons that they would like you if they met you in person. I think sometimes we totally forget that social media is social first and media second. That, we start treating people differently because we're hiding behind some computer screen or some phone, and we think that we may never have that person really know who we are. Well, you've got to treat people the same way you would if you actually met them. It's important to not spam them. I wouldn't meet somebody and then immediately say, hey, I know what's wrong with you and I'm going to sell you what I know will fix you. Or not have somebody even know my name, but then suddenly start throwing commercials in front of me. That spamming does not help people to actually like you, and so it's important to develop that relationship with someone first. For those of you that are looking at social media as a way to actually build a business or to increase the network that you have with people, this is key. This is really, really important. Don't be pushy, don't, whether it's your business, your religion, your political view. All of these things, sometimes people come across very, very overpoweringly, it's like in your face, and a lot of people don't necessarily like that either. So be careful, be consistent, be courteous of others, make sure that you do that. And this one goes out to all of those people who think that Facebook or Twitter or Periscope is actually an online dating site. It is not. It's not the place for proposals. It's not the place for you to find your mate most of the time. And so you wouldn't do these things if you actually met someone. I think, I'm seeing some hearts come across the screen now, and I think some of you may have experienced this. I experienced it as well. And if a person tells you that, they're not looking for a relationship, respect that. They're a person. Just be nice about it. I truly want people to be happy, and I love to be able to help them find that happiness, sharing things like, the law of attraction and resources that can maybe help them find that person if that's what they're looking for. But when a woman or a man tells you, hey, look, I'm really not interested in that, respect them and back off. This is social media. This is social first. You want people to know and like and trust you. You don't want to force yourself upon them as well. So let's get to that last part. Let's talk a little bit about trust. So it is really important, I think, for people to be authentic. You don't have to be fake. You don't need to be perfect. Just be who you are. Express yourself the way that you would in normal life. Share the things that make you laugh. Share the things that might be challenging to you, but just be yourself. People can smell fake a mile away, and they don't like it. It's not a trusting kind of relationship. You don't want somebody to betray your trust by not being genuine, So just be, very friendly. And again, this is not the place to be abusive. People are not going to trust people who hurt them. And yes, I do think that if a person has told you, I'm not interested in that, and you continue, that's a form of abuse, So be kind to people, be nice to one another, make positive comments, or if you're on a Periscope, if you're tweeting, retweet. If you're on a Periscope, you can comment back to one another. These are all things that you can do that help a person to really get to know you. So some of these are just my insights, some of the things I've encountered over the time that I've been using social media, but I'll tell you as well that I am a preacher's kid, and so I totally respect, the folks that do that as a profession, and I can tell you that I also can hear a pulpit voice from a mile away. I know when somebody is speaking in such a way that they think they should. TV broadcasters are also like this. If you have friends who do that, they have that sort of sing-songy voice that they tell the news on. And to me, those things are a quick turnoff. I want somebody to be genuine. I want to know who they are. I don't want to have to look behind a mask and know who they're trying to be. I just want to know them, and we can all make that decision then to like that person, to know them, to trust them, and those three things are important, whether you're looking for long-term relationships or if you're trying to build a business, if you're just trying to get to know somebody. Having them know, like, and trust you will help you infinitely. So these are things we should practice every day. So that's all I wanted to share today. Just a couple of quick tips and some of my insights on how I have viewed social media and some of the things that I'm learning as I go along. So I want to say thank you to everybody who has been here. I really appreciate all the hearts. You can certainly find my videos on YouTube if you want to look that up. My name is Sarah Halstead. Find me on Facebook. I appreciate your following me on Twitter and Periscope. It's wonderful to be connected to all of you, and I love to share as I learn. So this is who I am. This is genuinely me. So thank you again. I really appreciate your being here. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you again, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.